Hello everyone, and welcome to this live on how to use Messenger and WhatsApp, specifically aimed at the silver surfers, but also people who are going to be confined to their homes, especially with what's happening at the moment. I have Carol Hanson and Scott Dick joining me today, and we're going to be talking about how being sort of stuck at home is going to have an effect on everyone.
Let the dogs out.
Working from home. That's okay. Now, the reason I've brought this to you, and I'm streaming this live on Facebook and YouTube, so do feel free to share this with anyone you think would benefit from this lesson, is that I have elderly parents, and I'm sure lots of people do. And one of the biggest issues that I had was convincing my mum that it was okay to go online and use a video call system such as Messenger and WhatsApp. Some of the things that she was really worried about was maintaining her privacy. Would they be able to get her credit card details? When she's calling me, would it be private? And I wanted to come on and just help you understand that in the times that we're entering at the moment, it's really important for your own mental health and just the whole clarity of things to actually be able to connect with your family and friends, and also reach out to people if you need to. So I've got Carol and Scott with me because we're going to be showing you exactly how to do this. So I just wanted to let them talk to you a little bit about what they've thought about this situation. So Carol, do you want to go first?
Sure. So I run a couple of businesses which have been quite badly affected by, as many small businesses have. I'm a personal stylist. I work with my clients very much on a one-to-one basis. And I also run a home from home dog boarding business, which is very much based on people going away on holiday and wanting dog boarding for their business. So for me, the next few months are going to be about creating more online content for people, particularly with regard to my styling business. So having access to online content and being able to network online as well. And as Anita says, keep in touch with friends and socially as much as anything is really important to me.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. And Scott, I know that you're in your 60s and obviously you're quite tech savvy. But I know that, obviously you might have friends and older friends that aren't as tech savvy. And how do you think using Messenger and WhatsApp to actually communicate with each other and stay in contact with friends and family is important, especially at this time?
Oh, it's incredibly important. And I've got, numerous friends that use it. I mean, I don't think half of us use it to its full capacity. No. But, for example, I was talking to Sean, one of my coaches in Australia this morning. And, it was great to get an update from him live of how things are going there. He's unfortunately had to go back there at short notice. But, and I've spent most of this week texting people, which I find quite tiring. Yeah. So it's much easier for me to send voice messages or actual video messages if at all possible. It's not always possible, but I mean, we run the coaching. We do the outreach project in schools, which maybe looks like it could be severely hampered with what's coming up. With closures of schools, etc. But communication is a very big part of everything that I do in my life. So it's
and I think one of the because obviously the three people around on this live at the moment are business. We all run our own businesses and we work from home. But one of the things that is especially coming up now is this whole need to be to be tech savvy, to be able to communicate with people. So on the business side of things, it's really important to try and utilize the apps that are available. So Messenger and WhatsApp are free apps that you can use, but on a social side, like Scott said and Carol said about keeping in contact with friends and family, If I use my own example, I've got my father who's in his mid-70s who lives in Spain, and my mum is actually in Australia at the moment visiting my brother, and looks like she'll be there for a little while as yet. And being able to actually video call them and see that they're okay, physically see, because the difference when someone's on the telephone and they say they're okay, but actually you can't see whether they're okay, is a big issue for a lot of people. And I know there's a lot of people out there now whose parents aren't in the same country as them, or actually may only be a couple of 100 miles away, but it's difficult for them to actually go there and look after them when they've got their own friends and family and those sorts of responsibilities. So I wanted to share with you the two tools that I use in my day-to-day that I've taught my parents how to use. So the first one I'm going to talk to you about is Messenger. So hopefully you can all see my screen. I'm just going to try and go back to StreamYard so I can see where we are. So you'll be able to see that I have Messenger up on my laptop at the moment. But Messenger is a mobile app that you can use to contact and connect with your friends and family. And it's owned by Facebook. So it goes through the Facebook system. And so does WhatsApp, which we are going to move on to. But Messenger you used to be able to have Messenger as a standalone app without Facebook, and WhatsApp you can. Now, for all the older people out there that are listening to me, it's perfectly okay for you to use these tools. They won't, nobody's going to get your information. The only information that people are going to get are like your name and your phone number when you first put it into the system to set it up, or your email. But only the people who you connect with and your contact can actually connect with you, and there are ways that you can work this out. Now with Messenger in particular, the features really aren't the issue I found with my mum who's in her mid-70s. It was the privacy and safety issues. So when we look at that here, I wanted to get it right from the horse's mouth in a way, is that you control your Messenger experience. And what happens is that you can block people if suddenly you get requests from people that you don't know. You can report things that go on. You can mute conversations, because in both Messenger and WhatsApp, you can have what's known as group conversations. So you may laugh at this, but on WhatsApp, as a family, we have a group called Keeping Up with the Wongs, because my surname is Wong. So all of us are in the same group, which means that whenever we want to tell each other something, doesn't matter where we are in the world, we can put our own message in there and everyone in the family gets it. And that's something that you can do both in Messenger. You can have what's known as Messenger groups, and in WhatsApp where you can have groups. And that's a really good way, especially at the moment, to be able to all family members talk to each other instantaneously as such. Now, another thing with Messenger is that they do have, they've introduced end-to-end encryption, and so has WhatsApp. So both Messenger and WhatsApp do have this encryption. So they both have the ability to not have anyone else, like it's all like your conversations and what you write in text are made into numbers so that nobody can actually see them. And that's a big thing with both platforms and your own privacy, that you want to know that you're in control. We do have a few people watching live, so if you do have any questions whatsoever about what we're going to show you now, please do pop them in the comments. And if you have any questions about using any of these tools, then do let me know, and I can pop your comments up on the screen as well. So if you do have a question that you think would benefit everybody, then we can do that. So I think the best way to show you exactly what I mean with Messenger and WhatsApp is to actually show you how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my phone with you, and I'm going to just run through the basics. So both Messenger and WhatsApp you can get from what's known as the App Store. So you do have to have a smartphone, so a phone that connects to the internet, because both Messenger and WhatsApp work on the internet. And then what you do is you go to either the Play Store or the App Store, yeah, and you actually get the app from there. So if I share my screen with you, we'll just get it up again because we have to keep flicking between different bits. So I've got my phone up, so you'll see my phone up on the screen, and I'm on an iPhone, so mine will be the App Store. But if you have an Android, then it will be the Play Store, and you just go to the actual app itself. So that's Messenger. I just typed it in at the top, and you click download, and it's free to download. And if you were to do WhatsApp as well, you just type in the name WhatsApp and it will come up and you'll be able to download that. Now, some of us who are business owners do have WhatsApp Business, but most people who use it sociably have what's known as just WhatsApp Messenger. So don't worry if you're confused between the two. They do exactly the same thing. So the best way to do is we're going to start off with Messenger, and I'm going to ring Carol on Messenger, and her phone will show up on mine as well. So I'm going to just remove Carol from the screen just for now, so that I don't have her audio coming in as well. And I'm going to call her on my Messenger. So I'm going to go into my Messenger. I've already got Carol open. And what happens with Messenger is that I've got my stream thing there, is at the top, you see you've got the telephone call or you've got the video call. So if I click the video call, it's actually going to call her. And as you can see, you can see me at the moment. And when it rings with Carol, it's going to connect with her. Now, we might get a bit of distortion, so I'm going to turn my volume down on my phone just so that you can see. Now, as you can see, Carol's holding her phone, so which means that now I'm communicating with her through this app. I've called her through Messenger and she's there on the video. And if I click my picture, it makes me a little bit bigger. And you can see that the camera's facing me, but if you wanted to show, maybe your relatives were asking you what's happening at home, how are things, you can actually turn the camera around and you can show what's happening away from you. So that's how easy it is to use it. Now, if you don't want to do the actual video call, then you can turn your camera off. You see at the top, I've turned my camera off, and then you can just see Carol. And also, when I turn it back on again, there's a little chat box up here which you can go and talk at the same time. So that's the really good option. And then you've got both videos and you can talk to each other and chat and things like that, which is really good. So those are the sort of options that of how Messenger works. So I'm just going to stop that now. And it's just really useful as a tool to let me just see which one I'm removing and add her back, as a tool to connect with your friends and family. And I'm going to call Scott now on WhatsApp, and I'm going to show you how easy that is as well. So WhatsApp is another mobile app, and it's actually also owned by Facebook because they recently purchased it, and it works exactly the same way. So if I go into WhatsApp, now I have WhatsApp Business on my phone, so let me just get onto the call so I can find Scott chats. Get him up. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you. So I'm inside of WhatsApp, and if I go here, it shows my status. So it says my name, and it actually shows a few people that I've been in contact with. But if you go to the chat button, you can actually talk to people, and if you go to the call button, you can actually make calls with people. You can call more than one person, but if I would go to chat and then I want to talk to Scott, and I just click again the camera, I can call him. I'm just going to remove him off the screen for a second because his phone's going to ring. And he'll be able to pick it up in a minute. And he'll, when he answers, his video will come up as well. So there you go, there he is. And one thing to remember with both Messenger and WhatsApp is that if you start in the upright position, then you have to keep it, because if I turn myself round now, I've gone into portrait, I've gone sideways. So just remember that when you're like ringing people that you want to talk to, that it goes upright and things like that, which is really good. So I'm just going to stop that for a second, and we're going to bring Scott back on the screen and off. So I just wanted to bring to you how easy it is to actually communicate with each other when you are not in the same room, and the ease it is of you being able to video call. Now, a few aspects about both Messenger and WhatsApp is that you do need an internet connection. So ideally, you should connect your phone to your home Wi-Fi so that you don't get charged for calling. When you are connected to your Wi-Fi, it means that wherever you call in the world is included in your own tariff. Does any of do Carol or Scott want to add anything to that at all?
No, not really. As I say, yes, it is important to be on your Wi-Fi, because if you are on 4G, then you're eating up your 4G data, then, aren't you, with your mobile data?
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so what I'm going to do for you all is, obviously this live went over how easy it was to use, but sometimes the nitty-gritty of actually downloading the app and actually setting it up, connecting your phone number and all those sorts of things can be a little bit difficult to show you while we're live. So I'm actually going to do a couple of shorter videos, and they'll be available to you to watch. If when you're watching this on the replay, you have any questions about how to use WhatsApp or Messenger, then please just pop them in the comments below. So any further questions you have whatsoever, then please do feel free to ask us. Okay, thanks then, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.